This is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, the creepy crown craze making national headlines now has local schools on alert. ABC 7's Rebecca Vargas has more on what the Sarasota County School District is doing to reassure parents here. Rebecca?
Well, Scott, although there's been no sighting of these alleged creepy clowns on the Suncoast, social media is stirring up concern among students and now the school district. Already a few students at Sarasota Middle School have sought out school counselors about this issue. Late last week, administration with 5 schools within the Sarasota County School District decided to send out a mass robocall to parents, reassuring them that there are no verified threats against any school in the district and encouraging them to talk about this nationwide phenomenon with their children. Now, this craze started back in late August when children reported clowns trying to lure them into the woods in South Carolina. And then in nearby Pasco County, deputies arrested a 12-year-old boy suspected of making threats disguised as a clown on social media. Riverview High School, Sarasota High, Pineview School, and Brookside Middle School parents all received a version of this phone call. Listen.
There are state and local law enforcement agencies aware of threats, issues with clowns, and clown images, and they are monitoring social media streams. Please know that all concerns regarding the safety and security of Brookside students are taken seriously.
We will remain vigilant with regard to our staff's and students' safety. Halloween is approaching and we have an upcoming Spirit Week, so I want to take a moment to be very clear about this. Students are not permitted to wear clown costumes, masks, or makeup to school or any school events. Doing so may place themselves and others in a dangerous and/or confrontational situation.
And as you just heard, Sarasota High School is exercising zero tolerance. The district takes what is said on social media very seriously and is even offering counseling to students. Scott, back to you.
All right, Rebecca, thank you. A Manatee County man is facing DUI charges accused of hitting and killing a tow truck driver over the weekend. Troopers charging 44-year-old Gregory Miller with DUI manslaughter. The crash happened early Sunday morning in the southbound lanes of Interstate 75 in Hillsborough County. Troopers stopped 3 vehicles that were racing there. Tow trucks were called in to take those vehicles away. Miller, who was driving a Honda, failed to move over for the patrol cars and trucks, hitting 48-year-old Troy McGuire before crashing into another tow truck. Photo from the crash shows the force of the impact. McGuire died at the scene. In Sarasota County, a Venice man is hit and killed by a garbage truck. Troopers say it happened around 6:30 this morning along US 41. 59-year-old Jeffrey Unger tried to cross 41 at the Seminole Drive intersection when he was hit. Unger died at the scene. There are no charges against the garbage truck driver. Troopers say they're not sure how Unger did not see the truck coming his way. Troopers also investigating the death of a man in Manatee County. Luis Balazar Ocana's body was found along 12th Street East and 59th Avenue Circle East in Bradenton early Saturday morning. Troopers want to know where Ocana was on Friday night or before his death Saturday morning. Anyone with information can contact the Florida Highway Patrol. Sarasota Police will be hosting its National Night Out tomorrow. It's an opportunity for officers and for the public to get to know each other better. There will be free food and drinks, live entertainment. Officers will also be having a mini SWAT obstacle course and canine demonstrations. It all takes place at the North Water Tower Park on Rilma Avenue in North Sarasota tomorrow night from 5 to 8 p.m. National Night Out is a national campaign recognized by law enforcement all across the country. Meteorologist John Scalzi joins us now. John, I have one word for this morning's weather.
Yeah. That's the truth.
Just so nice.
It is like just a breath of fresh air, you know. It is that little taste of fall. Yep. It's like, bring it on, give me more. I don't want it to go away. And the good news is, you know, 2 weeks ago, if we had this kind of weather, we could expect it to last about 24 hours. Right. But this time, I think we'll probably have an extended period of fine weather. You know, might even be even nicer tomorrow than it is today, if possible. So I'm very happy this week.
After last week?
After last week, this is very nice indeed. Van Weisel webcam put into motion shows a beautiful blue sky to start off the morning. Lots of stars out there last night under beautiful stargazing weather. And today, lots of sunshine. The sunshine will boost our temperature, but we'll have a persistent northerly wind flow that'll draw down that low humidity air, making it feel very comfortable. At this hour, nowhere in the state of Florida do you see any radar echoes. That's because the air is just so dry everywhere. We'll go with about 95, 96 as a daytime high, something like that. We had some temperatures this morning which were darn right cool, and I think we might see some cool temperatures again tomorrow morning in the upper 60s. We even had a lower 60 value in upper 50s even from one of our weather watchers in Old Myakka, who generally is a little bit on the cooler side, but still just an indication of how beautiful this weather is. We'll talk about how long it'll last in just a few minutes, Scott.
Okay, John, thank you. The Sarasota County Council of Neighborhood Associations holding a forum tonight for county commission candidates. It begins at 7 o'clock at the Sarasota Garden Club. Fred Atkins and Mike Moran are both vying for the District 1 seat on that commission. The forum is free. It's open to the public. It will also be recorded and then available to watch online on KONA's website up until Election Day on November 8th. Downtown Sarasota's Hyatt Regency has a new owner. The Observer reporting a notable Tampa doctor has purchased a 294-room hotel for $57.8 million. That price does not include things such as furniture and other supplies, so the full transaction is believed to be closer to $75 million. The hotel is expected to keep its same name. The city is expected to add more than 800 new hotel rooms within the next year. Great to welcome back ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern. And Richard, you're back on a day that's a very strong start to the new week on Wall Street.
Absolutely, Scott. I hope I remember how to do this, but let me first say to our viewers, if you ever have the opportunity to take a river cruise in Europe, I would highly endorse it. Lots of fun. Let me also explain, because some people have been confused, is the stock market open today because it's Columbus Day? The answer is yes. Adding to the confusion, the banks are closed because of Columbus Day and the bond market is closed. So you put that all together, and as Scott said, we had a strong day. We're up 159 points at the high of the day. International markets all higher, oil higher, Apple higher, Boeing higher. Doesn't get too much better. Let's take a look at the figures, and they do look very, very attractive. There you see the Dow up by 0.7%, more than 128 points at 18,368.76. That on volume of 414 million shares. The Nasdaq, the big winner so far today, up 0.8%, almost 43 points at 5,335.29. That on volume of 608 million shares. And the outlier, oh, gee whiz, the S&P is only up by 0.6%, just over 14 points at 2,167.77. Well, it's Monday, and guess what's coming up on Friday? Yes, indeed, you're going to have to wait all week, but bank earnings, and I'm talking about mega banks now. Quarterly earnings on Friday are going to be announced by no less than Bank of America, Citibank, JP Morgan, and Wells Fargo. Why is that important? Well, first of all, those are four huge companies that certainly have an impact on our economy, but also the question of interest rates. Yes, I know we've been talking about it for months, and no, they haven't changed, but certainly to say that banks are affected by increases or decreases, for that matter, in interest rates, I think is stating the obvious. So, Scott, we'll see what the week plays out, but on Friday morning, you're going to have a lot of very, very interesting and important earnings reports.
Absolutely. We look forward to that. You'll be back at 5 with maybe some big numbers on the up arrow.
We won't, if they're no worse than right now, we'll take it. How's that?
That sounds great. All right, Richard, see you later. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Construction crews in Manatee County are back to work on the Fort Hamer Bridge after Hurricane Matthew caused a temporary delay. Bradenton Herald reporting the crews there were forced to stop work on Tuesday due to the tropical storm watch. Hurricane also forced crews to temporarily stop working on the Diverging Diamond project at University Parkway and I-75. Fort Hamer Bridge will connect Lakewood Ranch and Paris and is now just past the halfway mark. About 1,100 feet of the bridge still needs to be built. It's set to be complete by next summer. Also, Manatee County work could soon get underway to renovate the Coquina North Boat Ramp. It will be widened to 2 lanes with a floating dock in the middle. The dock, seawall, and parking lot will also be renovated. The boat ramp was closed in February of 2015 due to safety precautions. Contractors are now submitting bids for the project, and work could start at the beginning of the new year. And trolley service could soon be rolling onto Siesta Key. According to the Observer, Sarasota County Area Transit, or SCAT, is soliciting bids for a potential operator. Early proposals for the service include 2 routes to the mainland at the north and south bridges. If approved, service could begin as soon as December. Members of the Siesta Key Association hope the trolley service will help with the traffic during the busy tourism season. Time now to head over to the kitchen for the first time and check in with ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher, who has a guest in the kitchen today. Hi, guys.
Hey there, Scott. I have my good friend, Nikki Logan from Hitched and Honey, and it's always fun when you're in the kitchen.
I love coming to the kitchen.
What are you making today?
We're doing a sweet potato Brussels sprout hash with a poached egg and a little candied allspice pepitas.
It is perfect for this time of year with the weather cooling down. We're starting to feel those fall flavors. So stay with us throughout the hour as Nikki brings you a great autumn dish.
It's gonna be yummy.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Replacing your windows will not just beautify your home, but save you big bucks on your energy bills. I've done the research. I've seen the factory. New South Window is my hands-down choice.
New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
An important message for Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you receiving all the benefits available to you? Do you know there is money available to lower your Medicare prescription costs? Now's the time to find the coverage that's right for you at the right price. The way to do that is to explore your options. You can spend hours doing that yourself, or you can call Health Markets and let us do the legwork for you with no cost or obligation. We'll search a variety of plans from nationally recognized companies to find the coverage that's the best fit for you at a price that fits your budget, and we'll do it at no charge to you. Plus, you may be able to save money on prescriptions. We'll tell you if you qualify. Why pay a penny more than you have to for an insurance policy? Let us find you the right plan at the right price and see if you qualify to lower your prescription costs. Put our free service to work for you at no charge.
Call the number on the screen now to make sure you're getting all the benefits you deserve. Don't wait. Call now.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you. Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
As we look at our air temperature, we see 83-degree air temperature, dew point of 60. We have humidity at 46%. Beautiful start to the day. A lot of sunshine out there and very pleasant weather conditions. East-northeast wind coming in at about 13. So across the area right now we have temperatures that are very pleasant indeed. Not yet 70 in many locations, not yet 80 rather in many locations. 79 Wauchula, Arcadia, Mayaca, 78 degrees in Parrish and Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch at 79, 79 Northport. We do have 82 in Punta Gorda. Inglewood comes in at 79 and Venice comes in at 80. Across the state, very quiet, tranquil conditions. And it will be, too, throughout the day today. And it really looks like the extended period, say in the next 5 to 7 days, very quiet. Big ridge of high pressure sits over us and provides us with these rain-free skies. This radar picture will look exactly the same at 5 o'clock tonight, just not a whole lot of changes going on. So we had a front come through, bring us a whole lot of dry air at mid and upper levels, as indicated here by the water vapor imagery. This tan contour, that's very dry air, and it extends well out into Gulf waters. It's just going to hang around here, I think, for several more days under a northeast wind flow. It'll keep drawing that dry air in across the region today. The only change that might occur is that we'll get a few more clouds as we head down the road because this northeast wind over a large fetch of the Atlantic nearshore waters could pick up a little bit of moisture and sling it back in this direction. But the rain showers that it produces, I do believe, will be isolated mostly along the eastern seaboard. We may get an isolated shower as we head into the next couple of days, but the rain chances will be very small, less than 20%, and they'll be located in inland areas, not along the coastline, I don't think. We're looking at lots of sunshine, lower humidity, and because of the lower humidity, I think we're going to start the mornings off a lot cooler, and daytime highs will be cooler as well. Now, the thing is, this feels kind of unusual and surprising, but we are at exactly where we should be for this time of year. It's just been so hot over the last few months that we forgot that at this time of year we should be in the mid-80s with nighttime lows near the 70-degree mark or in the upper 60s. So it's very pleasant indeed to see this big ridge of high pressure produce all of these pretty much clear skies. Still have one tropical storm, Nicole, still hanging around. Matthew, as we saw earlier today and over the weekend, has dissipated now. Some of the forecast models last week when we left you showed that it might be swinging back around toward the state of Florida. It didn't work out that way as anticipated. It was absorbed into a frontal boundary, and it's really not an issue. That will eventually happen with Nicole as well. 60-mile-an-hour winds currently. It'll probably strengthen somewhat. Bermuda may have to watch this storm very carefully. It could get some rough weather, and then it heads out into open waters of the Atlantic where it's nothing more than a fish storm. We have across our region quiet conditions. The rainfall futurecast for today is pretty nice. It comes in 0. Yeah, there'll be a few showers over on the other coast. As I mentioned, the tendency will be for those showers to dampen out as they cross the peninsula, never really having too much influence on our area. Northeast wind at about 15 today and tonight, moderate chop with 2 to 3 foot seas, and the official Suncoast forecast is nice. Daytime high temperatures in the mid-80s, nighttime low temperatures near 70, and not much in the way of a rain chance. Scott?
Looks great. Thank you, John. In health news today, a national recall is in effect for Nestle. The company is recalling its drumstick ice cream cones after getting positive tests for listeria. It includes its 16-count variety pack and the 24-count vanilla pack. The products were made between August 31st and September 17th. No one has gotten sick yet, but the company is urging people not to eat the ice cream. Either throw it out or return it to the store for a full refund. Listeria can cause infections in young children and the elderly, even miscarriages and stillbirths for pregnant women. A new study is linking depression to birth control. It finds women who take the contraceptives increase their risk for depression versus women who do not. The study also found teens seem to be more vulnerable to the risk than women between the ages of 20 and 34. More research is needed to examine this theory. According to a 2013 report from the CDC, at least 30% of women who use birth control quit because of dissatisfying side effects. Here at home, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office is getting ready for the holiday season. Deputies will be hosting a benefit they held it over the weekend, a car and motorcycle show at the Sheriff's Office. Classic cars and motorcycles were on display there. The show raises money for the annual Flight to the North Pole event in December. Terminally ill children and their families are treated to a holiday-themed party, along with a visit by Santa. The nonprofit foundation that puts on the Flight to the North Pole was started back in 1985 by several retired Eastern Airline flight attendants and has been going strong ever since. Still to come in your Suncoast News, more sightings are reported of an abducted Central Florida girl, her mother's plea to the kidnapper to bring her home. And we thought the first debate was trending. It seems the second one was even more popular on Twitter. What's making last night's debate the most talked about event on social media? We'll be right back.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Just because someone grows older, does that mean they have to grow apart from their friends or from the things they love to do? With Right at Home, it doesn't. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to help with personal care, housekeeping, meals, and most of all, staying engaged in life.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Are you ready to go?
Oh, I sure am.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Batteries Plus bulbs keep stacks of batteries for cars, cell phones, watches, plus light bulbs for lamps, can lights, and appliances right on hand. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries Plus bulbs. Trust the plus. Visit Batteries Plus bulbs today.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue. Local Pitmasters since '68.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
It's an opportunity to learn more about the diverse history of Sarasota. Tomorrow, the Historical Society of Sarasota County will host a public conversation about the Newtown and the earlier Overtown communities of Sarasota. Conversations at the Crocker is a celebration of the first phase of a major research project about the area. And joining us now to tell us more is consultant and former ABC7 on-air personality, Vicki Oldham. Vicki, so great to see you again. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much, Scott. It's great to see you.
Well, you've been working for years now in the area's rich African-American history. Why is it so important to document that history and then pass it on to the next generation?
Well, it is so important because if we don't, then it will be lost and then forgotten, and then nobody will know what the contributions of this community of African Americans was. So we learned from what has happened to Overtown that we better start documenting some history and fast, because developers will come in and put up new buildings, condominiums, and the history will be lost.
And so you've been looking into this. You've dug up historical documents, I'm sure, as part of this project. But I would imagine you've learned a great deal by talking to longtime residents of the area, right?
Oh my gosh, yes. As you know, I am a hometown girl, and I knew a little bit of this history, but I tell you what, I learned so much more about the resilience, the resourcefulness, the creativity of this community of African Americans, from the early settlers to those who were here in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s through the civil rights movement, and through the 80s and 90s up to 2014. So I am so proud of what they have accomplished that enabled me to have an education, a good one at that. I'm just so thrilled, and I get really, really full, and sometimes I even tear up, but I better not do that today.
Well, tell me some of the things that have really resonated with you in looking back at this history. What are some of the things you're really looking forward to passing on tomorrow night? Well,
the story of how young people in Newtown just took the bull by the horns when they saw that some services needed to be allowed for the African American community, and they were just so bold and so courageous, like Sheila Sanders Brown, who realized, and there she is on the screen, she realized that as a third grader that the bank would not allow her little third grade class to tour the vault. And so she organized little kids to say, we're not going to put our little pennies, dimes, and nickels in that bank because we can't tour the vault. They changed their little passbook savings accounts to another bank. And also Dr. Edward James II, as you know, he was instrumental in making, opening up the libraries, to make them accessible to African Americans, because it wasn't always that way. So these are the stories that, I don't know, they touch me in such a special way.
Yeah, and you can hear so many more at tomorrow night's event. Let's give people an idea of when and where it is. It happens tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at the Crocker Memorial Church on 12th Street in Sarasota. Guests are $10 admission, but if you're a member of the Historical Society and if you're just a student in the area, you want to learn more history about where you live, this is a free event for you. Vicki, so great to see you. Best of luck in this event tomorrow night and in your continued work in bringing us the history of our area.
Thank you, City of Sarasota, for funding this project.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Good to see you again. Okay. Let's get back to the kitchen now. Chef Judy is there with Nikki Logan from Sarasota's Hitched and Honey.
Okay, my dear, what are we doing next?
So we're going to work on the pepitas so we can get those in the oven.
Okay.
While we're simmering the rest. So if you'll crack an egg white into this bowl and then add, the recipe that I submitted says honey, but sometimes I like to substitute honey with a raw agave nectar.
Oh, nice.
It's a little lower on the glycemic index, so a little less sugar. So for those people that might be a concern for, that might be a better alternative to them.
Okay, there's that part. My hands were nice and clean, and I tend to always use my hands, not the eggshell.
I do too.
The eggshell will break open the yolk off, and what can I do next?
I do too. So whisk in 1 tablespoon of the agave nectar.
You got it.
What I'm adding in this bowl is garam masala, allspice. What all do we have? Cardamom, cinnamon, nutmeg.
Oh,
so this is super
wonderful.
Fall extravaganza.
I love it.
We woke up and it was like 70
fall.
degrees outside. We're like, get your
fall.
scarves, get your boots. I know it's a little silly, but
no,
anyway,
we deserve it after 6 months.
So I love making these because they are so great to add to anything. Add to a pilaf, add to the top of a salad. You can jar them for gifts. They're delicious, and I especially love pumpkin seeds this time of year because you can purchase a gourd or a pumpkin and use the whole thing.
You're right.
There's really no waste.
Do the pie, do the seeds, nutritious, really wonderful.
Yep. So we're going to toss these are raw pumpkin seeds.
Okay.
We'll toss those in there.
Great.
And so this is going to help all of these spices bind to the seeds themselves, and we're going to bake those at 350 for 10 minutes, and then a little shimmy.
I like the shimmy. I'm good at the shimmy.
Yeah, and then another 10 minutes.
Okay.
So this is all that delicious, yummy spice blend.
And the egg white really binding all those flavors together. Okay.
Yeah, and why we have a couple extra minutes. So everybody's using sweet potatoes this time of year, and I just wanted to point out a couple quick things, like making sure you're cutting on a flat, steady surface, especially using all these gourds and all these things this time of year, which have really rough skin. So whenever you're cooking something like a hash, you want to make sure everything is the same size.
That's right.
Which you know this,
the
but maybe our
cut
viewers.
is very important.
Yeah. So if you slice a big chunk, slice them this way, but then clean your edges off. You can use these in another recipe.
You're absolutely right.
I give them mine to my chickens.
There you go. You can feed your chickens. Nikki, you keep cooking.
Okay.
We'll be back in just a few minutes to follow up on this great
Sounds
autumn dish.
Good. Thank you.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter mile north of University Parkway.
Sometimes, when the course is difficult and you might take a step where you could fall, it's important to trust and ask for help. That's one of the most important things we learned at Tidewell's Teen Grief Retreat. On your grief journey, there are going to be difficult parts, but you have to trust in yourself and your support systems and know there are people around who will help you make it through. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Law enforcement agencies from Florida to Tennessee are working together to find a 4-year-old girl who was taken by a family friend this weekend. An Amber Alert was issued for 4-year-old Rebecca Lewis. Polk County Sheriff's deputies say 31-year-old West Hoggs, that's his name, showed up at the girl's home Saturday morning. Rebecca's 16-year-old sister says she saw Rebecca sleeping around 9 that morning, but when she woke up again, the little girl was gone. Investigators say the pair was spotted at a gas station in Georgia in a stolen Nissan Versa with Alabama license plates.
If you're watching or hearing us, please just drop her off somewhere in a safe location for our baby. Please come home.
A second sighting was reported at a Tennessee state park near the Kentucky border. Anyone with information on their whereabouts is asked to contact local authorities. A $3,000 reward is now being offered for any leads in the case. Commuter service is still working to get back to normal in northern New Jersey after 2 weeks now after a train crash killed a woman on the platform and injured more than 100 others. 8 of the 17 tracks reopened this morning at the Hoboken Transit Station. The remaining tracks will remain closed as repair work continues. On September 29th, a commuter train crashed into a platform. Federal investigators say that train sped up and was going twice the 10-mile-an-hour speed limit just before the crash. Investigators hope an event and image recorder recovered in the train could give them a better idea about what went wrong. The death toll continues to rise from Hurricane Matthew in Virginia. At least one storm-related death is confirmed there, bringing the overall death toll now in the U.S. to 21. Meanwhile, flooding is becoming the growing danger in North Carolina. More than 1,400 people have been rescued from the floodwaters, even more expected to be saved today. 5 people are still missing there. In Florida, the severity of the storm's impact is bringing a fresh perspective and a lesson in loss.
We feel really lucky and blessed. What's the lesson? All the stuff can be replaced, right? We can't be replaced.
Haiti, of course, received the worst of the storm. The death toll there passing 1,000. That number could increase even more as aid workers now reach the worst hit areas. Decimation there in a country that could ill afford a hurricane of that magnitude.
If cholera becomes a problem, that number could easily double, maybe triple. Yeah. We are indeed lucky here, not only on the east coast of Florida, but on our west coast, most especially, where we could have gotten a much worse hit, but did not. So we're grateful for that. We have across our region today, beautiful, beautiful weather. I guess one of the upsides of having had that storm is that Matthew brought down some drier air, and so now we can all enjoy that little taste of fall across the region. A lot of blue sky out there, a few fair weather clouds in inland areas, and not much in the way of a rain chance today across the state. Things are very dry. If any place sees an isolated shower, it'll be on the other coast, but even there, the rain chances are very small indeed. Daytime high temperatures will top out about where we would expect them to at this time of year, in the mid-80s. We'll have lots of sunshine around, little rain chance throughout the remainder of the afternoon, and some very cool, crisp temperatures to wake up to again tomorrow morning. Now, how long will all that last? We'll talk about it again in just a few minutes, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. In consumer news, Samsung is halting production of its Galaxy Note 7 smartphone after multiple replacement devices caught fire. Last month, Samsung was forced to recall 2.5 million of the original Note 7 phones when the lithium batteries in some of the devices caught fire. Replacement devices were offered, but so far at least 3 of those units have overheated. Samsung is now adjusting the Galaxy Note 7 production in hopes of preventing this from happening again. Meanwhile, Verizon is looking to cut back on its workforce. The company says it's planning to cut jobs in its stores across the country, but did not specify how many. The layoffs are a result of Verizon combining the roles of 2 store positions, inventory stockers and customer service specialists who answer questions about gadgets and bills. Those laid off can apply for new positions within the company. Verizon currently has 162,000 U.S. employees. The company has also been dealing with increasing competition as revenue growth across the industry has slowed. The Florida Democratic Party is asking a federal judge now to extend the state's voter registration deadline at least a week due to Hurricane Matthew. The party filing a lawsuit against Governor Scott after he dismissed their request for an extension. The lawsuit claims the governor forced voters to choose between their safety and their right to vote. Scott said he did not extend the deadline because he believes people already had enough time to register. Both Sarasota and Manatee County election offices will stay open later tomorrow. That is the deadline to register to vote in the November election. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are back on the campaign trail today after a heated second debate last night. The candidates issued some sharp attacks, including reaction to that audio of Trump making lewd comments about women. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the highlights.
Extreme vetting.
Debating the debate.
I was surprised by the absolute avalanche of falsehoods.
Today, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump's camps are in spin mode after what's being called one of the nastiest presidential debates in U.S. history.
Bill Clinton was abusive to women. Hillary Clinton attacked those same women.
I am reminded of what my friend Michelle Obama advised us all. When they go low, you go high.
Trump invited Bill Clinton accusers to the debate as the GOP fallout continues over his vulgar 2005 comments about women obtained by the Washington Post.
And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the you can do anything.
This was locker room talk. I'm not proud of it. I apologize to my family. I apologize to the American people.
I think it's clear to anyone who heard it that it represents exactly who he is.
On the issues they sparred over taxes, health care, and Clinton's emails, Trump raised eyebrows when he disagreed with his running mate over military action in Syria.
He and I haven't spoken, and I disagree.
On CNN, Mike Pence dismissed that moment and rumors that he's leaving the ticket after the GOP nominee's lewd comments.
I do believe that he expressed himself straight from his heart to the American people.
What happened last night is Donald Trump did well enough to keep other Republicans from leaving, but now those Republicans who didn't want to be stuck with him are stuck with him.
This morning, House GOP leaders held a conference call to discuss Trump. Over the weekend, dozens of key Republicans pulled their support for their nominee, just 4 weeks away from Election Day. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
Last night's debate was also the most tweeted ever. More than 17 million tweets were sent out related to the forum. Trending topics included Trump's treatment of women, his disagreement with running mate Mike Pence over Syria, and his threatening to jail Hillary Clinton if he's elected president. Overall, Clinton walked away from the debate with more than 26,000 new Twitter followers. Trump gained about 16,000. Speaking of Trump, after 26 years in Atlantic City, his eighth wonder of the world has closed its doors. Trump's Taj Mahal Casino closing this morning in New Jersey after failing to reach a deal with its union workers to restore health care and pension benefits that were taken away from them in bankruptcy court. The failed deal resulted in about 3,000 workers losing their jobs. The Taj Mahal is the 5th Atlantic City casino to go out of business since 2014. Let's get back to the kitchen now, see how lunch is coming along with Judy Gallagher and her friend Nikki Logan from Hitched and Honey.
Oh, Scott, she is really whipping up something great. Now, you've got your pepitas out of the oven.
Yes.
Nice and toasted with the beautiful flavors.
Here's the thing, with that honey or agave, whichever you choose, don't think you can touch that with it. Like a sugar burn is the worst thing ever.
Point.
So just use this. You can maybe go like this and wiggle it around a little bit with the aluminum foil, but that's just something to point out to be really, really careful of.
You're right. Okay, so next up,
our hollandaise is looking creamy
you made
and gorgeous.
A gorgeous hollandaise, my dear.
If you would add a little fresh thyme to it and fold that in a little bit.
Good.
In this pot here, we are gonna poach an egg. We won't be able to finish it. I have one finished here. But the trick and the key to poaching the egg is a little bit of vinegar.
That's right.
I had to have egg poaching 101 from one of the Chef Alex at Madison's because I couldn't figure out why mine were sticking. And that is definitely the key. You need to make sure that you have a little vinegar in there.
And just a dot of the white vinegar
splash.
is really going to do it for you.
And here's also the other thing that they taught me is when you're poaching your egg, get your water swirling prior to cracking your egg in. And that keeps it from sticking to the bottom.
There, perfect.
So that's going to do its deal for a second. And the rest is pretty much ready. Since we started the first segment, we've been sort of sauteing shallots, which there's onions in the recipe, but I substituted shallots. I just
love shallots.
I do too. I usually sub them always. With Brussels sprouts, I have a little bit of fresh, both rosemary and thyme in this dish. So this is ready. So we're going to be able to plate this up.
Love the fresh herbs and sweet potatoes and Brussels sprouts. I know so many people in the studio, they're going to go crazy for this dish.
Well, the thing is, they're so high in vitamin A, even vitamin K. So there's a lot of really excellent benefits to sweet potatoes. And some of people are like, oh, it's just a wasteful carb. But it's not. It's like,
no,
it's that whole thing like it's a good fat for an avocado. So these are really good for you. So place your hash on. We're going to put this poached egg, which is ready to go.
This is a great dish for people that will eat eggs but are vegetarians.
For sure.
Okay, we have about 30 seconds. Is it time for the hollandaise?
Yes, you can get drizzling, Mama.
Oh, yay. Now, how much do you want on? Do you want
me to... however you would eat it.
Oh, don't ask me that because I would eat the
We would go like this.
Totally.
Which we probably will in about 5 minutes after.
Tree. Go ahead.
So then we're going to sprinkle with some fresh autumn spice. I know, it's going to be so nice. And so then whenever you get ready to eat it, your egg white is just going to drizzle out all beautiful and run down your dish.
Unbelievable. I can't wait to try this. So come back. We'll tell you where you can find the recipe. And we're going to find out the new events that are happening with Hitched and Honey in just a few minutes.
Mom needed more care than we could provide, so we called Granny Nannies. She now has around-the-clock caregivers, and we have peace of mind. Thanks to them, she's where she belongs, at home.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Hurricane season is here, so when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7.
We bring you storm warnings faster and with more detail than ever before.
And track storms right down to your neighborhood.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. Turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Come experience the precision, performance, and power of the Ram 1500 during Ram Power Days at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Built tough enough to help you conquer whatever the day may throw your way with all the comfort, gizmos, and gadgets you'll find in a luxury vehicle. And right now, get up to 20% off. That's up to $14,000 off a new Ram 1500. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Batteries Plus bulbs keep stacks of batteries for cars, cell phones, watches, plus light bulbs for lamps, can lights, and appliances right on hand. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries Plus bulbs. Trust the plus. Visit Batteries Plus bulbs today.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
At Granny Nannies, we provide your loved ones with the care they deserve, compassionate and experienced help right where you need it most, at home. Visit us at grannynannies.com.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Across our region, air temperatures now coming in at around 83 degrees with a dew point of 60. Gotta love that, 60-degree dew point. That feels very comfortable. Most everybody would agree that a 60-degree dew point is not uncomfortable. When you get dew points in the 70s, that feels pretty sticky. We won't see 70s again, I don't think, for the remainder of this week. East-northeast wind coming in at about 13. We've got temperatures that are generally around the 80-degree mark everywhere you look. Got 79 in Wauchula, Arcadia at 80, 79 in Mayaca, Bradenton, Parrish, 82 degrees in Punta Gorda, Northport at 80, Venice at 81, and 79 degrees in Inglewood. Same thing at Longboat Key. Across the peninsula, everything is very quiet right now. A little taste of autumn for everybody. We have some nice skies most everywhere. Little chance of rain anywhere in the peninsula except maybe the northernmost and easternmost sections of the state. It's not the only place they've got autumn. Check it out. We've got snow falling in Montana right now. So that's a hint. There is certainly some cooler air amassing in Canada, and it will eventually come our way. Probably not until a little bit later in the month will we see temperatures really cool off and perhaps even stay that way for a little while longer. But we're going to have a stretch here of 4 or 5 days of pretty nice weather, I think. High pressure builds in, northeast wind. That northeast wind over the fetch of near Atlantic waters may bring a shower or two to coastal regions of the other coast, to the east coast. But I think most of those showers are going to dissipate before ever making it to us in this dry air that's now in place. We'll have today lots of sunshine, lower humidity, and some cooler temperatures. Across the entire peninsula, very nice conditions. The northeast wind kind of visible with these street clouds that you see developing out in the Atlantic waters, caused by the winds coming over the relatively calm, warmer waters out there, creating those low-level clouds. Well, we had hoped that the red tide bloom would be gone. At least I had hoped so, with a little bit of agitation of our area waters, but such is not the case. According to Mote Marine observers, over the weekend, we do have some locations where there are slight irritants in the air, despite a nice northeast wind. And we have a couple of locations, Lido, Venice, and Gasparilla, where there is a moderate level of irritation of these toxins that are in the air. We'll see how it plays out over the next couple of days. As water temperatures cool, maybe that'll help some as well. Northeast wind coming in at about 15. That'll bring you a moderate chop on bay and inland waters with 2 to 3 foot seas. Water temperatures have fallen due to our offshore flow and a little bit of upwelling near the coastline, about 6 degrees or so. A 7:13 high tide this morning. The next tide is a low tide at 3:47. So we're kind of in between the two, a little closer to the low tide on the rate of the next high tide at 10:13. And the official Suncoast forecast looks pretty darn good. After daytime highs today in the mid-80s, we'll bottom it out tonight, I think around 68 degrees or so. We'll have a couple of cool, crisp nights, and then we'll have daytime highs that'll again be in the mid-80s right into the weekend with lots of sunshine and not much of a chance of rain. Scott?
Looks spectacular. Thank you, John. BMX World Cup champions and crowned in Sarasota over the weekend. Corbin Sarah is now the first American to win the World Cup in 3 years. He competed at the Sarasota Youth Complex along with more than 100 other professional BMX riders for the Union Cyclists International Finals. This is the last stop of 5 around the globe for the World Cup. The sport is described as sprint cycling over a specially prepared dirt track. And look at him go. It's also one of the top racing series in the world and brought bike riders from 30 different countries to Sarasota's new track.
Here, obviously, it's part of the World Tour. There are 5 stops around the world. The first one in Argentina, Santiago del Estero. They then went through to Manchester in the UK and then through to Papendal in the Netherlands. We're at Rock Hill in South Carolina last weekend and then obviously finishing up here, the final stop of the tour in Sarasota.
Shara also competed in the Rio Olympics this past summer where he finished 9th overall. We'll get ready for the return of Mighty Morphin. The Power Rangers are coming back to the big screen. That story more next in entertainment news.
If you want 24/7 access to ABC7's breaking news stories, weather forecasts, traffic alerts, health reports, dining segments, local events, Suncoast View, and more ABC7 specialty programming, now there's good news. Introducing the free ABC7 channel on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Your 24/7 access to ABC7. Just search ABC7 on your streaming device and download your free ABC7 app now.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
Hurricane Matthew made its mark, and now you can help those in its path. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we'll learn about Shelter Box and how this Suncoast company is making a big difference in disaster relief. Our trends expert is having a baby any day now. She shows us products for when baby comes home. Plus, creative cocktails are truly an art with Pangea Lounge and J-Pan Restaurant in the kitchen.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
Hurricane season is here, so when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7.
We bring you storm warnings faster and with more detail than ever before.
And track storms right down to your neighborhood.
On air, online, and on your mobile device, turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2016 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Complimentary maintenance included. At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Here we go. Nikki Logan from Hitched Honey. What a delicious autumn dish. And we found a new way to use these pumpkin seeds, right? Dare we tell?
We should tell.
Okay.
So the whole commercial, which is a solid 5 minutes, we've been dunking our pepitas in the béarnaise sauce, which we're not serving it to anyone else, so it's kind of okay. We're sticking
just that alone in the dish is fantastic. But explain to everybody really quickly about the dish.
So the final dish, roasted pepitas with all sorts of delicious spiced herbs, Brussels sprouts, shallots in replace of what I put in the recipe, which was red onion, fresh rosemary, fresh thyme, béarnaise sauce, and a poached egg. Holidays, not béarnaise.
Now, while I test, tell me about your events that are coming up so people can go.
We have several fun things happening. This Monday night, or excuse me, on the 24th at Madison's is our upcoming wine dinner, Mark DeGracia wine dinner, which is going to be fantastic. That's at 6:30, so you can see that at madisons.com. This particular event that we're also super excited about is called Sip the Sunshine. So if you haven't heard of it, there's 50 breweries coming from all over the state, over 100 brews, lots of chefs. It's going to be fantastic. So
get that information. It's going to be a lot of fun. You can get this recipe and information by going to mysuncoast.com and going right to the dining page. Nikki, fantastic. People really look forward to your events. Thank you.
I'm excited. Thanks for having me.
And thanks for the pepitas.
Oh, yeah.
Back to you guys.
Thank you both. Celine Dion is back in Sin City performing her 1,000th concert in Las Vegas this weekend. She started her first Vegas residency back in 2003. Her latest Will Go On has already been extended through next June. Rolling Stones keep on rolling, headlining the Desert Trip Festival in Southern California over the weekend. For 3 days, the iconic band shared the stage with rock music legends such as Bob Dylan, Paul McCartney, and Neil Young. The music weekend is geared towards more affluent baby boomers, including luxury camping, gourmet dining, and even yoga classes. The first teaser trailer for the new Power Rangers movie is out. In it, 5 high school kids find themselves infused with superpowers, which they'll need to, you guessed it, save the world. Power Rangers will hit theaters next March. And finally, a magical classic has come to an end, at least in Orlando. Walt Disney World saying farewell to its Main Street Electrical Parade last night. The parade has been dazzling visitors with its colorful lights and floats since 1977. It will now be relocating to Disneyland in California for a time, where it ran from 1972 to 1996. Such a tradition. So many families have seen that.
Oh, I know. My granddaughter loved it.
Anxious to see what they bring next.
Gonna miss it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I don't know, how could you top that sort of light extravaganza?
You can, John Scalza. You're very creative in your garage. You do something for us.
Can certainly top it with the weather today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we were all waiting for this. Beautiful, beautiful weather for the next several days. Anyway, a little bit of moisture might return by the end of the week, but all in all, gorgeous afternoon. Bob updates it at 5.
We're not complaining. Very nice. Have a wonderful afternoon. Get out there and enjoy it, everyone. We'll see you at 5.